At dinner, my son ordered, give my wife the master bedroom. Move into the storage room or get out. I quietly moved out, sold the house, and bought a mountain apartment. 10 days later, I was enjoying my new home while they cried as the new owner threw them out. Dinner had gone cold, but the silence was colder. My son didn't even look up from his phone when he said it, give my wife the master bedroom. Move into the storage room, or get out. His wife smiled into her napkin. My son's father, gone 3 years now, would have put his fork down and said something. I just nodded, said, okay, and finished my rice. They thought they'd won. They didn't know the house was still in my name. The next morning, I called a realtor. By that afternoon, 3 buyers had walked through, my son and his wife at work, none the wiser. I packed only what mattered, photographs, my late husband's watch, the quilt my mother made. Everything else, I left for the new owners. I signed the papers on a Tuesday. By Thursday, I'd found a small apartment 2 hours up in the mountains, a balcony, a view of pine ridges, air that smelled like something other than resentment. I didn't leave a note. I didn't need to. The house sale would speak for me. 10 days later, my phone buzzed. A number I didn't recognize. It was my son. His voice was tight, unfamiliar. Mom, there's a man here with papers. He says he owns the house. He says we have until Friday. I looked out at the ridgeline, coffee warm in my hands, and let the quiet sit for a moment before I answered. I sold it, I said. You told me to get out. I did. There was a long silence, and then his wife's voice in the background, sharp and panicked, asking where they were supposed to go. I didn't have an answer for her. I wasn't sure I needed one anymore. Mom, please, we didn't mean. You did mean it, I said gently. You just didn't think I'd listen. I didn't shout. I didn't gloat. I just told him I hoped they'd find something soon, and that my door, a much smaller one now, with no storage room to offer, was open, if he ever wanted to visit and start over as something other than a landlord and a tenant. Then I hung up, and went back to my coffee, and let the mountain be quiet around me.